It's 6:30 a.m. in Glendale, Arizona. Getting ready to go for my ride. This is a trike Gran Turismo. Cost me some money, some effort putting all the accessories on it, and I want to show you some of the tricks that I use to see that I can hang on to it. One of my followers asked me yesterday about locking up the trike, which I do. The McDonald's where I get my morning coffee doesn't have a bike rack, but it does have a railing, and I use it. I also make sure that I'm not in the way of anyone, especially people who need to get by in wheelchairs. I spent about a month many years ago in a wheelchair after my accident, and I learned a lot then. Of course, I knew nothing about any of that before then, so if you're a young person and you just get in the way, that's kind of understandable. Wish you wouldn't, but that's what kids do. I have a, what's it called, a U-shaped long shackle lock. And there's no quick release on these front wheels. In fact, I don't even know what tool you'd require to take them off. Wouldn't imagine that thieves would have it either. And when there isn't a bike rack, and I sure don't want to block the sidewalk, I park it like a motorcycle. And there's that big old lock. And another trick that I use goes back to when I used to drive really nice little sports cars. If I went into a building, I'd keep it in my line of sight. And here's how I lock it at the bike rack at the Walmart neighborhood market. This is a shared space. I'm older and wiser than I used to be when I was a kid, so I leave room for other bicycles, and there's room for people to get by on the sidewalk behind me, especially if they're in a wheelchair. Okay, let's ride. I've seen some people with bicycles do some pretty dumb things, like blocking the way for people to get into buildings or just generally becoming a nuisance. Of course, I would never ever say anything to anybody, so I'll say it here. Share the space. Be considerate of other people. Don't wait for somebody to tell you what to do. Figure it out yourself. Be a grown-up. Of course, if you're a kid, this doesn't apply to you. Go ahead. Be a knucklehead. That's what kids do. And as the years go by for me, more and more people, to me, are kids. You know, knuckleheads. And I can look out for them. It's what I do. This is the man that I wanted to grow up to be. Age empowers me. Took me a long time to learn this stuff, and I'm applying it. I'm continuing to learn things, mostly from my mistakes. And my feeling is that you should be looking back on your past and cringing a little bit and saying, "What was I thinking?" If I could wave a magic wand, I'd have the body that I had 30 years ago. But I want to still have this brain because it has things in it. And in the future, I want to learn more and look back on today and go, I was younger then. I didn't know. By the way, the trike sleeps in the garage, and I lock it in there too. I'm old enough to remember the advertising campaigns that encouraged people to lock their car, to take their keys. Something that I always wanted and got was a garage. I wanted a safe place for my car to sleep. Now the trike sleeps in my garage. I do see a lot of people who leave their cars out of their garage, which really doesn't make any sense to me. Right after I bought my house back in the 90s, one of my neighbors had his nice new Lexus stolen from his driveway. Of course, all the cardboard boxes and junk that he had in the garage was safe. That stuff wasn't stolen. I think he learned a lesson that day, and when he got the next car, I noticed that he put it in the garage. Looking after and locking up the things that are important to me just became part of what I do. If I didn't lock the trike, it would make me itch. Well, thanks for riding along with me. I hope this was interesting to you, and my advice is to look after the stuff you own. Lock it up. If it gets stolen, just go buy another one. That's what credit cards are for. See you next time.